Aloha, everyone. I'm Amorah St. John, and welcome to our third annual celebration of Women's History Month and International Women's Day. My story is called Chiclets. It was yet another weather-perfect day in Marin County, California, and time for lunch. My sweetheart Max and I decided to treat ourselves to pizza at our favorite Italian restaurant in San Rafael's new cobblestone shopping center. The sun was shining, my favorite thing, and lunch was yummy. I was full and happily content until I got up to leave the restaurant and, to my horror, noticed a pool of blood on the chair. OMG, I'm bleeding, and my period ended years ago. Something was wrong, and I knew deep down it wasn't good. I called my doctor that afternoon and got in to see him the next day. He sent me off for a blood test to see what the matter was, but part of me already knew. I've got good news and bad news for you, he said, quite matter-of-factly. What do you want first? Wow, I thought. I like this guy's approach. The bad news, I said, is like reading the script in a scary movie. You have cancer, he announced solemnly. Big pause. And the good news, I muttered, it's in your uterus and it hasn't spread. Surgery, a full hysterectomy, may be all that's needed. Time will tell. Good thing my childbearing years are over, I thought, as my mind began going crazy. I remember walking to my car and then sitting in disbelief, staring at the sticker on my dashboard that read, "Love is letting go of fear," as the terror slowly mounted. It seemed my whole world shifted in a matter of minutes. My thoughts began bursting out like popcorn in hot oil. My life will never be the same again. I could very well die. There was cancer in my family, and Mom died an excruciating death from liver cancer. But mine didn't seem as deadly. Maybe I'd survive. Maybe not. Tears streaming down my face, I put the key in the ignition to go home. On the way, I had my first turnaround, although I had no words for it then. What if I flat out quit all my stressful marketing jobs and did something I truly loved, like hanging out with kids? Maybe I'd become a nanny or get a part-time gig at a school. That is, of course, if I didn't die. I took a deep breath and could literally feel my body relax at the idea of playing with children and taking a break. In a mere 15 minutes, my perception of the whole event had shifted. I was amazed how this devastating news turned into excitement. My Pollyanna self was having a field day. I realized that I was a choice in the matter. I could let the whole cancer diagnosis take me down to the bottom of the poor me barrel, or I could use it as a lever to take me up to higher ground. When I arrived home to tell Max, my then partner, now my husband, he was at home cooking dinner. I sat down at the kitchen table and essentially said the very same thing my doctor told me. I have good news and bad news. He wanted the bad news first, like I did. Brace yourself. I have cancer, I announced. He took a long look at me and went back to stirring up whatever was in that pot. What was he making, I wondered, that he was so absorbed in? Well, replied Max with unusual clarity, we are not going to be talking about the C word for the next year. Just no, I won't call it that. Slightly miffed, I retorted, well, then what do you call it then, if not cancer? Max kept stirring the pot, lost in thought. Chiclets, he said, with a slight smirk. We're going to call it Chiclets. I was shocked, yet intrigued. Then my lips curled into a half smile. Chiclets, I said out loud. I had to giggle. Was Max still in shock from the news? Yep, he said, from now on you have Chiclets, and we'll never, say the C word again. This was my next great turnaround, moving from the thought of dying to a new life filled with possibility. That word swap opened the door to many unexpected turns in the road. After my surgery, I was told that there was a 50% chance of the cancer, or should I say chiclets, coming back due to my age and family history. It was then that I determined to heal myself naturally, with the most amount of fun I could possibly muster. Soon, just as I had imagined, I went to work with kids in the after-school program in my San Rafael neighborhood. It was a marriage made in heaven without the long-term commitment. The final turnaround came in the form of an invitation to house sit for my soul sister, Lily. She was a big traveler back in the day and would stay with us whenever she landed in the Bay Area. Lily lived on the island of Maui, a place I had only dreamed of visiting. And when I did, it was love at first sight. During my time in the lily pad, I had an aha moment, one that comes along unexpectedly and changes your life forever. I'm going to move to Maui. It came as a pronouncement from on high, a cosmic command from my higher self. That was 12 years ago, and I'm delighted to report they have been the best years of my life. Maybe it's because of the year-round sun, or the all-pervading aloha spirit, or the awesome soul family I have adopted, but living on Maui did the trick. And those chiclets, they never returned.